Hi, everybody. I'm Ian. This is Ken. I'm going to see if no, I'm pointing the wrong
I'm
direction.
I'm Ken.
There's Ken.
Hi
And
there.
welcome to our classes. This is kind of our spring 2021 kickoff. And we'll just tell you quickly about ourselves. We'll go over how the classes are going to be run, just kind of the general class structure. And we'll talk about when we kind of virtually meet, which just right off the bat, we'll say, um, technically the class meetings are not required, but if you don't make it to class meetings, you're going to have to check in with us regularly. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a minute. But Ken, do you want to just go ahead and kind of introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Ken Keys. My background is in traditional animation, computer animation, and art direction in the video game industry, and uh, working in many countries and for many studios over the years. And now I work for myself. Uh, in my home studio, and I work mostly remotely and do contract work and do personal projects, and occasionally I teach. Here we go.
Thank you, thank you. Which, by the way, I guess now I'll tell you that Ken worked as an animator on Gollum. He worked as a traditional 2D animator on Balto. He worked as a creative director at Electronic Arts and at Gameloft in New Orleans. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
those are, I
that,
mean, you've done a
that's
million
enough.
other things. You've done a million other things. If you want to see more,
I do.
we do have portfolios. I'll put those up on the screen in just a little bit, but Ken's is kenkeys.com. So pretty easy. But I'll also have the link to that as well. Um, yeah, I'm Ian Snyder. Hello. I I'm not as impressive as Ken, but I've worked at a couple game studios. I worked as a senior game
Wow.
designer at my last studio. I worked as a game designer at Gameloft, and also as a 3D artist. I've been teaching for several years now. I just released a game with a former student called Skycadia. Former student's name is McGuire Lighting. So thanks, McGuire. And so that game is now on Xbox One and on Steam, and I'm working on a Switch port right now. So I've made a bunch of games. Ken's made a bunch of games. We've both done a lot with visual arts in general and with a focus on digital for the past long time. Let's just say
That's
the
that's true.
past
We
long time.
we both worked in the corporate animation and game industry, but we've also worked to create independent games as well, outside of that whole structure. So a lot of varied experience, I think,
Yeah,
to
and
share.
I mean, and just something quick is basically when, regardless of who you're taking a class from, we're both happy to help you kind of get direction on what you're wanting to do with your career. We both have a lot of game design or game development experience. I'm definitely more on the game side, and Ken is more on if for more like for people that are interested in animation, but also games too. I mean, I don't mean to exclude you from the
Yeah,
game stuff, but just
and storyboarding, visual development, pre-production, uh, all of that stuff is
it's
is
just
in my
Ken
background.
is yeah, Ken is like a million times better at that type of stuff than I am. So I just just say bug him
And
for that stuff.
Ian is a Unity guru and a Blender genius. So just so
Blender.
that's who I go to. He's who I go to when I have questions about Unity and about game design. And I think the good thing about us working together is our skill sets. I think complement each other really well. There's a bunch of overlap, but there's also a bunch of specialization, different specialization from both of us. Which so regardless of what you're interested in or what your focus is, I think we should together be able to cover everything. I think
Everything that there is to know.
everything.
um, so
The meaning of life.
we'll kind of we'll kind of start talking about the just general class overview. Um, the key to our classes is really just communication. It's really important to communicate. We always say it's better to over communicate. If you feel like you're talking to us too much, you're probably talking to us the right amount. Ken, do you want to talk about that just a
True.
little bit?
Yeah, I think the access that we have through Discord and the flexibility that you guys have in terms of when you can uh, communicate with us and different ways you can communicate with us uh, is abundant. So it's we can't stress enough uh, how important it is, especially with us working in a remote setting. I do a lot of work with clients remotely, and I make sure I'm checking in with those clients regularly and constantly, and I tend to over communicate, and um, it just means that you'll get the most from the classes, and you'll get all your questions answered, and it's just uh, there aren't any stupid questions at all ever. So just ask, ask, make sure that you stay engaged as much as possible, especially in the current remote setup that we have. So
So that's a good segue actually to talk about for anybody new to our classes that you will be expected to interact with our classes using Discord. If you've never used Discord before, I'm sorry, it's new. It's another software, but it's pretty easy to use. Pretty much all of my students prefer it to Zoom. And Discord is really like us having a private chat server, but it's very easy to do um, screen sharing, video chat, voice chat. And that's actually the structure that we use for our weekly class meetings. I'll say this a few times, but basically, the plan for this quarter is to have our weekly meetings on Monday evenings from 7 to 8 p.m. And that's going to be for both of our classes. And it doesn't matter which class you're in, we're actually going to have all of our students come into the same voice channel. And we can kind of play that by ear about how that goes. But usually it's kind of the more the merrier. So that should be fun. And everybody should be learning from each other that way. Um, so to
yeah,
get into
quite
Discord,
often,
go ahead.
quite often we'll cover things in our separate classes that would have been really useful for everybody else. So
Yep.
this it just seems like a really good opportunity to cross pollinate and just have a bigger group that can communicate.
So the expectation is to be using Discord regularly. At the minimum, you should be try to interact during the class meetings if you can. If you can't make that time, it's not necessary, but it does really help to kind of give more cohesion to the class and feel like you're really in a class with other people because you are. Um, but even outside of those times, you can do regular check-ins with us using direct messages on Discord. Um, we can also, set up regular times to meet up if there's just you can't make the regular class meeting time. There's always ways that we can work things out. We do expect to see you interacting in the server regularly. So when you're working on projects, you should be taking screenshots. There's quick ways to do that in Windows and on Mac. And you just basically do your screenshot and just paste it into the server. And just that way, everybody gets to see what everyone else is working on and we can provide feedback. We check the server regularly. Ken and I both obviously are on the computer a lot. And generally, we are at least trying to check in the morning and then as the day is closing down. But I mean, we're around a lot more. It's just if you have any questions, you can always send us a direct message. But I really encourage people to post their questions either in the specific class channels or in the general channel, and that way either we'll answer it when we get to it, but frequently other students are able to answer questions as well. Um,
Yeah.
With that, actually, I think what I'll do is actually pull up our Discord server real quick. So let me just go ahead and turn that on. And I'll pull up the server and just show kind of a really quick overview of what Discord looks like if you've never seen it. And we'll talk about how to navigate it. So I'm just going to cover our beautiful faces. And This is what Discord looks like once you've joined our server. When you first come in, you'll be put into the welcome channel, and that basically gives you this list of instructions. I probably am going to be updating this a bit, but basically it tells you, this is, while we like to have fun, this is a professional work setting, so no foul language. Don't do anything you wouldn't do in a professional work setting. Um, I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to post GIFs unless it's work that you've created. And it's a class and not a private hangout. So let's have fun, but there's zero tolerance for rude or disrespectful behavior or any of the stuff that we list out in the syllabus. The kind of last thing is making sure to set your nickname for this server. So for people that already have Discord, or depending on what username you created, when you come into this server, please just change your nickname to be your first name and last initial so we know who is who. To do that, you just go to your name, right click, and you will change your nickname. And that way you can just kind of set it to your first name and last initial. Most discussion happens in the general channel. I just switched over to that, and we can see some posts that people have made today. And really, this is where you can feel free to just kind of chat about, stuff related to class, but, it's kind of just a general chat channel. We also have Art Share-a-thon, where people can share art and projects that they're working on. These are just kind of screenshots of things that people are working on. And we also have Party Chat Town Spam. So Party Chat Town Spam is when we're in a voice channel like Party Chat Town. That's where if you don't have a microphone set up, you can still chat in the Party Chat Town Spam. Ken has a separate channel called Ken Spam for his Ken's Party Chat Town. And these voice channels are basically where we'll have our class meetings. All you do is click on a voice channel, and that's going to join you. That way you'll be able to talk with all the other students. I haven't created them yet, but we will have specific channels for each of the classes. And that's a good place to post specific questions to specific classes, or sometimes we'll chat in there when we're having discussions. We also have a links section here. If I click that and roll that out, we have some helpful links. This is mostly just MCC links, maybe some remote working advice. And then we have specific links for game design, 3D, 2D, and just art foundations. So those are all kind of helpful. If you do have any other questions about that, you can, if you're having trouble even getting into Discord, you can either message on Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and switch back so that you can see our faces. Should have warned Ken. And if you're having any issues with getting connected on Discord, just feel free to either message on Canvas or email us at our school emails. Mine is isnyder@mccneb.edu. And Ken, what is yours? I don't know yours off the top of I don't know yours off the top of my head.
I don't know mine off the top of my head. But I'll give it to
you. And you could
I have 27 email addresses. So mine is ktkeys@mccneb.edu.
So there you go. And you should have those in several other locations as well. So hopefully you can figure out how to email us anyway. I think that's kind of everything for the kickoff. Again, I guess I'll just reiterate that the plan is to have all of our classes meet at 7 to 8 p.m. on Monday evenings. I think what we'll start off with is all of my classes are going to meet in one channel. I don't know, actually, I didn't think we're probably going to have overlap. So maybe we will all just jump into one channel.
There might be overlap, yes.
It's going to be madness. We'll try it out, and we'll see if we have to. We can split things up.
But a little bit of chaos never hurts anyone.
Or I'll just mute everyone, and we'll assume everything's going well. So
I guess we'll figure it out for the first couple of weeks, I suppose.
It happens every quarter. I guess one last thing is make sure that you're comfortable navigating Discord and Canvas. Assignments will be put on Canvas. And you should have your due dates and everything on there, so it should be pretty straightforward. Again, if it's all brand new to you, feel free, just please let us know and we can walk you through anything that you're having issues with. Um, I think that's pretty much everything, right?
I think so. Were we going to mention shop talks no, no.
Well, so yeah, well, actually, I guess for anybody that for anybody that's used to the shop talks, we're planning on not doing our shop talks every single week this quarter. Shop talks are just things where Ken and I and sometimes other guests will talk about the game industry or animation industry in general, or with specific topics. We have a bunch of those backed up on Twitch, so we can share the links for all that stuff. But this quarter, we're planning on only doing shop talks kind of when there's specific topics that we'd like to address, or cool guest stars, which I think we still might get a few people like that this quarter. So yeah, well, thanks for blowing my cover. I wasn't going to mention shop talks.
Sorry.
No, that's good. I think it's good for people that are expecting it from previous quarters. So,
I'm an open book. What can I say?
yeah, I don't know if there's any other questions. I think the number one thing is get on the Discord server and then ask questions if you're confused, because that's everything. We try to do everything on Discord. If you're upset about having to learn a new software, welcome to the DEMA program. You're going to be learning a lot of software.
Yes. Yeah,
And
this won't be the last one you learn.
yeah,
Trust
right. Hopefully, it better not be the last one. And again, I think almost all of our students are really in agreement that Discord has made the fully online classes not just tolerable, but actually pretty enjoyable, because there's a lot of benefits to it. So,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Well,
it's fun.
anyway, I hope,
Communicate,
and
please.
then communicate some more. So,
Right.
well, thank you, Ken, for joining us, and we'll see everybody in the Discord server. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.